My first name is Wynema Morris, and I was born at the Winnebago Hospital in 1943. Pretty much my life revolved around my work, which is I teach history, and I teach the history of this tribe, the Omaha tribe of Nebraska, and teach about the culture and traditions of our people. I found that on my reservation, people don't know their history. So why is it important? And I would tell my students then, and I tell them now, it's part of your identity. This is what makes you an Omaha. This is what makes you put your, you have these little, I said, you put these little slogans on your car. Proud to be Omaha, proud to be Indian. Well, what does that mean to you? I used to come here and I would meet with students, and sometimes community members would drift in and sit in on a class or two, because a lot of people, we don't teach American culture and tradition, so suddenly we teach Native American culture and tradition. So why, what's the difference here? Well, one is very alive and the other has been suppressed through assimilation and other federal policies, etc. So in order to reclaim your identity, you got to know who you were historically and culturally and traditionally. I think I heard a lot of the COVID, and I'm going to say it this way, COVID noise, but nothing was definitive, but it came through that there was this virus that was going on now in China. And then, of course, it got all politicized, of course, but then later on, that it was here in America. It went from a very small number of incidences to suddenly basically just mushrooming. As a result of all that, this college shut down. What does shut down mean? It means no classes, but we can still come back and work. And then we were informed, no, it means the campus is closed. The best way you can conduct your classes after these 2 weeks, and we use those 2 weeks to prepare us to go online. Well, you're looking at a 76-year-old, and I consider myself quite technologically advanced. I could keep up with everybody else, emails and various applications, etc. But when we had to begin to think about teaching totally online, I had to do a lot of catching up. Myself, and there was one other elderly Omaha man who was teaching here, and he taught language. And he and I were both technologically challenged, and we didn't know how to use, the Canvas in particular, and the terminology changed. There was a whole introduction of online, blended, and then courses, or a long time ago they were called units, now being called modules, and then the modality of your teaching. And I thought, well, God, so there was a lot of change, and it just kept cascading during those 2 weeks. And during that 2 weeks, it was just really isolating, and I felt so alone. Feel that isolation, and then to know that you were, in a sense, a prime target for this disease, and there was no vaccine, although they kept saying they were working on it. And I'm like, I hope you do this in my lifetime. I hope you hurry and get this done. So yeah. Well, my sister also lives with me, and we were in the house together, and I'm really glad that we were together because we were each other's company, and we'd commiserate together. In between my classes, I would just veg out on TV, and just to get my mind off what was going on. And so it was kind of a, mind-numbing experience as well. And just when things began to ease up and we had the vaccinations, we took it, and of course we all had that initial mild reaction, and I just knew mine wasn't going to, how paranoid. I knew, this is what it feels like. Oh my gosh. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to fall asleep. When I wake up, I hope it's not bad. I hope it's not worse. Well, I woke up the next day, I was fine. Thank goodness.
Support for Facing a Changed World, an oral history of the COVID-19 pandemic, comes from the Margaret Ann Martin Everest Foundation, the Kind World Foundation, Humanities Iowa, the Friends of Siouxland Public Media, and listeners like you.